Have you ever had the best plan ever? And then you have a plan and you have a hair appointment and you're like, I'm going to go do the plan. And then you try to do the plan and then you come home and you get all ready to go, but it is raining outside. So my plan to go outside is not going to work. But I have this like cute cover because I was going to see if the wind was going to be blocked. And I was so excited to go outside and record, but I can't. I am standing though. So I'll probably say that a couple of times because it's weird for me to stand because I rock back and forth. The one thing I've realized that I don't like about standing is it makes me rock back and forth and I move when I stand. I can't stand still. So the people that record that can stand still just like this and just talk, kudos to them. I can't do that. I like to move. I like to do different things. So I don't know if I like this whole standing thing, but whatever. So I still have my iPad. The only good news is not the only good news. It's dramatic. I have my iPad. I'm still going to do everything I've done before. It's just going to be inside. I'm not going to be outside, but I am standing. So this is the fourth video in a row where I am standing. And I'm going to be honest. I feel like I am a distraction because I'm moving and I'm standing and I'm trying to do all these things. And so it's a little bit chaotic. So anyways, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being dramatic. Who knows? Maybe I'm just being dramatic. I will be honest and say that my nail finally broke off. So I know in another video, if you made it to the end of the video, I was complaining about my nail. It finally broke off, but now it's like, it's not hanging, but it's like, you know how like you cut your nail all the way down and it's like sore. So it's like, I can't go get it done yet because it's still a little sore and I just don't want to do it. So yeah, so my nail, it has broken off. I peeled it off like a big girl, but it's still kind of hurting me. It's still a little sensitive. But anyways, no one's here to hear me talk about my nails. So I will stop and talk about what you're all here to hear me talk about. So what I'm going to do, if you're new here, this is my February challenge. So what I'm doing is I'm going in my analytics and I'm seeing what people are searching for and what people want to hear about, and I am choosing to talk about it. I will be honest and say that this is going to be hard for me because I'm holding my mic. I probably should have put my mic around my neck. That probably would have been helpful. So let's see. So the top things today, Texas Longhorn football predictions. Go figure. Texas Longhorn football offense. Texas, Mississippi State football. You know, it's college football national championship game. You know, what's actually interesting here is that I did one Texas video. And after I do one Texas video, the very next day, here comes all the Texas stuff. And I get it. Texas and Arch Manning is hot right now. And so I have a decision to make. Do I go with the analytics and do I talk? You know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it because the analytics is saying that I should do it. So I'm going to do it. This hair is a mess. I'm holding an iPad. So here's what we're going to do. So Texas Longhorn football prediction. So I've already done my too early prediction for the Texas Longhorn football team this year. I think it's going to be, I almost just choked. Did you hear that? That would have been awful. I would have been in here choking. So my prediction is 10-2, and I'm going to cover all three of these because I think all three of these are really all four of these kind of go together. So the first thing is my Texas Longhorn football prediction. I predicted 10-2. The reason I predicted 10-2 is because I think Arch is going to win a game that we think he's going to lose, and I think he's going to lose a game that we think he should win. The month of October, I believe, is the month where we don't play a single home game, so that concerns me. In that month, we have Oklahoma and Florida, I think, and that was my knee popping. So October worries me with our away games. I also obviously we're going to Ohio State, first game of the season. So there's that. And then our other away game this year is against Georgia. And I believe Georgia hasn't lost at home since 2019 or 2020 or some crazy thing. So yes. So I think Texas is going to go 10-2. I believe I picked that we are going to lose to Florida and Georgia, but whoever we lose to, I will be happy with a 10-2 season. That is not a concern for me. So I'll be very happy with that. So that is my season prediction. And then Texas Longhorn football offense. I think it's funny that this is being Googled because Googled search. I think this is actually just being searched by people that are either watching my videos or what they're looking for. So here's the thing. The Texas Longhorn football offense is probably going to be the most important thing that we're all going to be watching this year for a multitude of reasons. One of those reasons is obviously Arch Manning. So anytime you have somebody like Arch Manning come in, obviously people are going to want to pay attention and see what Arch is doing. So that is going to be a thing. And then the other thing is last year, depending on who you asked, our offense, in my opinion, was our weakest point. Not depending on who you ask, it was obvious the offense was our weakest point. We lost games because our offense couldn't score points. That just is what it is. It wasn't our defense, it was our offense. And so the Texas football The Texas Longhorn football offense is something that I would be looking up to because I would be trying to figure out what is going to happen with this offense. So we are going to have 4 new starters on the offensive line, not people that haven't played, but new starters. So we're going to have 4 new starters on the offensive line. So there's that. Obviously, we're going to have Arch Manning. Obviously, Wisner is still there. He was running back this year. Gibson is still there. Who's running back this year. And CJ Baxter is coming back from an injury, so we don't know how CJ Baxter is going to be. So there's that. And then receivers, we have Ryan Wingo and DeAndre Moore. They both played last year. And then everything else is a toss-up. So we lost our tight end. We lost some of our receivers. So we don't know what is going to happen in this Texas offense. So if you are looking for Texas information and you're trying to figure out like what's going on with the Texas football team, what's going on with the Texas offense, we also don't know what's going on with the Texas offense. It's kind of interesting that I've decided to hold my mic instead of putting it on me. So I don't know why I'm doing this. I really am testing this mic to see if I like this. And I hope it's recording because honestly, usually I can see a light switch or something on my mic because it's not covered, but right now it's covered and so I can't see it. So I'm just trusting that it's recording and that it sounds good. I really don't know. And I have no free hands here and my hair is bothering me. My knee keeps popping every time I move. So let me just, okay, because it's like gets in my shirt. I hate when that happens. Anyways, so this looks a little bit better. This looks a little bit presentable. So yes, so Texas Longhorn offense. So if I was researching the Texas Longhorn football team right now, what I would be looking at is what is Texas going to look like on offense and what is Texas's secondary going to look like? I think those are the 2 weakest points. I think the offensive line would be probably the weakest point on offense and probably the secondary would be the weakest part on defense if I was researching the Texas Longhorns. The other thing I will say is that something Rod Babers says, so if you're a Texas fan and you're here and you're listening to me, hook 'em by the way, you know who Rod Babers is, but one thing Rod Babers says that I agree with, he's been saying this for forever, is the closer you are to the football, the harder it is to play. And if you think about what I just said, the offensive line is like the number one thing in football. Like if you don't have a good offensive line, it's going to be very hard for you to win football games unless you're Joe Burrow. So that's something to consider. So yes, if I was researching the Texas Longhorn football team right now, I would be looking at the Texas offense because I would be trying to figure out like what's going on. Obviously, Arch Manning is going to draw a lot of that attention, but Arch Manning needs somebody to block for him because if he doesn't have somebody to block for him, then it's going to be a problem. This whole standing thing, I move a ton. So I don't know if I like the stand. And I don't know if I like the standing thing. People like the standing. I don't know if I like the standing. And yes, I'm trying to move my hair without touching it. That is what I'm trying to do. So that's that. It actually looks pretty good. I might be feeling myself today. I might be feeling myself with this hair today. Who knows? Anyways, so, okay, Texas Longhorn football offense. So we talked about the Texas Longhorn football predictions. We've talked about the Texas Longhorn football offense. Ooh, Texas Mississippi State football. So I think the Texas Mississippi State football is on here because Arch's second start last year, I believe, was against Mississippi State. And I believe what's probably happening is people are trying to go find Arch's highlights and go find Arch playing against better talent because I believe Arch actually started with like Louisiana Monroe. If that is correct, this memory of mine is doing pretty good. So yeah, I think Arch started with Louisiana Monroe. That was his first start. And then his second start was the first SEC game Texas ever played. And it was against Mississippi State. And so the reason why I think this is on here is because I think people, like I said, people are looking up Arch Manning and they're trying to find every single throw, every single angle, every single thing. And the Mississippi State game, it was a little rough. That was the game I came on and I believe it. I was like, that was the worst game. Like we played terrible. Like we had so many turnovers, like our running backs were turning the ball over. That just wasn't a good look for us. So I'm pretty sure that's why this is here. So if you are here and you're listening, I don't really know how to talk about Texas, Mississippi State football because that doesn't really make sense. But Texas or Mississippi State versus Texas, that makes sense because obviously that's Arch's second start. So I get it. I feel like this is going to be like Arch Mania. Everyone's going to be looking for every throw, every down, every call, every run, every angle, every body language, every dance, every time, like the way he falls, the way he talks, whatever. This is just we're in Arch terms. So here we are. And then the next one is college football national championship game. And honestly, it doesn't surprise me that you're looking for Texas, and then college football national championship game comes up. I will be honest, it is February. I am not going to sit here and be like, Texas is going to win a national championship this time next year because I honestly don't know that. I don't know what's going to happen with Arch. I don't know what his development is going to look like. I don't know what our offensive line development is going to look like. And because of that, I'm not willing to say anything. Now, I do think Texas should be in the playoffs. I do think Texas should be playing in the SEC championship game. I don't want to jump and be like, Texas is going to win the national championship, because I honestly don't know that. And like I said, we need to see what Arch is going to do. And I just need to take a second to thank myself for this beautiful background that has all of this amazing art. And you can't see the full wall, but there's some Kobe on it. I have some Nipsey. I had Nelson Mandela, I had Bob Marley, I have Rosa Parks. Like, I don't know, something about this. Like, it's so cool. It's so cool seeing them behind me. So anyway, so I'm not here to say Texas is going to win the national championship. That's not the type of fandom. I'm not that delusional. Do I think we're going to be a good football team? Absolutely. Do I think that we're going to be in the SEC championship game? We should be. Do I think we're going to be in the playoffs? We should be. But I'm not going to sit here and make declarations about who we're going to be and that we're going to win the SEC and then we're going to go to the playoffs and then we're going to win a championship. That's not what I do. So I'm not going to do that. So yeah, I just basically talked about 4 things on this list because I think that they all are here because I talked about Texas yesterday, and then it just made sense that people probably saw that video and now they're looking at other things. And let's be honest, Texas is hot right now, so I can't blame them for wanting to know more about Texas. The other thing I think is interesting on here that is listed is high school football recruiting. And I honestly think that that's on here too because Texas is so big on like high school recruiting. And when I look at my analytics, there's a lot of different people that are from the state of Texas that watch my videos. So that makes sense. So I'm honestly rambling, and I usually only pick one of these. In this video, I've decided to pick multiple ones and loop them all together. So I don't know what the thumbnail is going to look like. I don't even know what this video is going to be. This could actually be the worst video I have created since I've done this challenge, but I don't know. But for those of you that are new here, this is my February challenge. And what I'm doing in my February challenge is let me put this down because I cannot talk and hold this at the same time. So what I'm doing in my February challenge is I am going through my analytics, picking something that is on there because YouTube will tell you like what people that are watching your channel are interested in. So I am going through there and I am picking the things. I'm going through the list and I'm usually picking one thing to talk about and I'm just freestyling it. I'm not editing. I'm not doing any research. And honestly, those things change by the hour. So I never know what's going to be on there. It's always interesting to see like what people are looking up and what people are researching. And so this is just the way that I decided to challenge myself in February. I am also recording standing. I believe this is my 4th video that I'm recording standing. I am not wearing any shoes when I'm recording, so I wonder how different these videos would be if I like wore shoes. And so yeah, this is my February challenge, all unedited. It is what it is. I'm saying what I want. I'm not doing any transitions or anything like that. I'm just talking. So this is just me talking to you and us having a conversation. So let me know what you think in the comment section below about my block of Texas stuff that I just decided to do. There's no point in me dividing it up. I kind of had a feeling as soon as I did Texas football 2000, what did I do yesterday? Texas football 2022 season or whatever it was, I kind of figured I was going to jumpstart this into being a Texas thing. So moving forward, I might try to shift this and see like what else I can pick to kind of reset my analytics if that's possible, because I talk about Texas all the time. I don't need to be sitting up here talking about Arch and all these things. They're literally lifting weights right now. Like, there's not much to talk about. Like, they're lifting weights. Like, he's doing a great job lifting weights. Woohoo. Like, I've already said all the things I need to say. When spring ball starts, okay. But like right now, they're literally lifting weights. I don't need to talk about them over and over and over and over and over. Anyways, I will stop rambling. If you haven't already, make sure that you like this video. Make sure that you turn on your notifications. Make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Make sure that you leave a comment in the comment section and we will go from there. So hopefully this sounded good. And if it didn't, I don't know what I'm going to do if it doesn't sound good, but hopefully it sounds fantastic. And also, maybe tomorrow in my next video, you're going to see me being outside and using this like fancy black thing, because that's what it's for. It's for to like block the wind so that when the wind's blowing, you can't hear my mic. So I cannot wait to test this out. And my pretty backdrop, is that it? My pretty backdrop? Where did that come from? Oh, right. The space that I found with the pretty, I was like, what is it? Anyways, I'm rambling. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for watching.